Thank you. Well, we are a week away from the NCAA tournament tipping off, and for Neil Powerhouse, Kentucky won't be in attendance. John Calipari's squad was a preseason top 10 team, but finished the season 9-16 after losing in the SEC tournament yesterday. And on top of that, Kentucky hasn't even made the Final Four since 2015, its longest drought since the early 2000s. So, Shannon, what is going on here?
Well, the Blue Bloods have struggled this year, Skip. Duke's not going to make the tournament, and it's not because of COVID. Duke wasn't making the tournament anyway. Michigan State.
Duke had sort of come alive, but go ahead.
They were 13-11. They were going to have to win the tournament in order to get in. Michigan State has struggled. Carolina got up to a slow start. So the Blue Bloods have struggled, especially those that rely heavily on one and done.
It's hard, man.
It's hard to get those one and done. That's why you see the Gonzagas. They don't have a lot of one and dones. You see the Baylors. You see the teams that we don't, the Michigans. Illinois is up there now. The Ohio State. Yep. But the teams that rely heavily on one and dones, Duke, Kentucky, Michigan State, they're struggling this year. And so that might be a sign of things to come. But I don't know how you turn them away. Skip, you don't turn Kyrie, go, nah, I ain't going to get you. I don't want you, Kyrie, because you're going to be one and done. Brandon Ingram, Jason Tatum, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis, Devin Booker. How do you tell those guys no, Skip, because they're one and done?
I agree. Look, I love Coach Cal just because I enjoy being around him. But I really love his interviews because he'll just trash his team publicly. Yeah. I don't want to associate with them. I don't want to look at them. I don't want to talk to them. Well, you can get away with that kind of behavior towards your one-and-dones when, go back to 2017, De'Aaron Fox went 5th overall. The year before, Jamal Murray went 7th overall. KAT, he went 1st overall in 2015. Then we got Julius Randle and AD and MKG went that draft, and then Wall and Cousins. You can get away with... you guys, you just go do it yourself, right? Man, because they can do it pretty much by themselves because they're just better than everybody else. But lately, they've had Kevin Knox and Shai Gilgeous, who was still, he became a better pro, Malik Monk, and P.J. Washington and Tyler Hero. They weren't good enough to get you home with just rolling the ball out there.
They said, look, let's get them in the close ball game, late in the ball game, and see how they function, not having played together like our sophomores and juniors have. And that's what teams do. They get them in close ball games like yesterday, Skip, and they fell apart. Go on a given night, go get you 40. And if you need to, 2 of the 3 guys can get you 40 on the same night. You saw what Kyrie did last night. James Harden did not shoot the ball particularly well. He turned the ball over at a high clip. Kyrie said, I got this, bro. And they couldn't do anything. Marcus Smart is a top-notch defender. Jaylen Brown is a top-notch defender. And they couldn't see him. And that's what he's capable of doing. You've never, his offensive game, Kyrie Irving has no holes in his offensive game. He can shoot the 3. Skip, that mid-range that you talk about, he has that in his bag. Handles times 50. Getting to the rim, either hand. Finish it among any 6'10", he'll go into your chest and can finish it with English off the glass with either hand. Offensively, he's as sound as we have in the league. What I need to say about KD? Nothing, okay. James Harden, what I need to say about his offensive game? Nothing. And now he's motivated because he's in a place that he feels that he has a realistic chance of winning. So he's doing all the other things. James Harden is diving on the floor for loose balls. He's getting in there battling for rebounds. He's playing his tail off. You see Kyrie D'ing up. Kyrie's playing defense. He's not a great defender, but he's trying harder than he ever has before. So they are to be reckoned with, especially if KD comes back healthy. Now, Skip, I'm starting to get concerned because this hamstring this is about a month that KD's this thing has been nagging at him. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Skip, it's on the other side. So maybe he compensated a little bit too much, and
the Nets say no, but to your point,
it's very possible. Yes.
Yeah.
So for me, Skip, it's the Nets. It's always been the Nets, especially once they got James Harden. Now, if we get a big, a serviceable big, I'm not talking about go get Jokic or somebody like that, but if we can get a serviceable big, I like the Lakers against anybody because I believe all things given, AD needs to be 100% healthy. Yep. He can't be 85. He can't be 90. He needs to be 100% healthy. But as far as for this question, it's the Nets. It's always been the Nets.
So you're completely dismissing that team down in the Staples basement.
You notice I mentioned their name?
You did not?
Okay, then.
Okay, so they have no relevance in this discussion to you. I want to get you on record as saying they are a non-factor.
Next question.
Next question said Shannon Sharpe. Thank you. That just went on video.
Okay.
That might get played again and again in a little team meeting.
I hope they kept recording it.
Yep.
Take a picture of it. Next question.
Okay. Little known facts for you, Mr. Sharpe. The Los Angeles Clippers rank #1 in the league in three-point shooting. The Los Angeles Clippers rank #1 in the league in free throw shooting. The Lakers rank 25th in three-point shooting and 25th in free throw shooting.
Didn't we win a title doing that last year?
Interesting. So first in threes and free throws.
Where you rank
25th
defensively?
and 25th.
Where you rank defensively?
14th.
Okay, where
That's
we rank?
underachieving. You're ranked first, and I don't know how.
You do
because
know.
It doesn't pass my eye test. On a nightly basis, it does not pass. You play fairly slow. You'll run when you get to chances, but you play slow and you keep your scores down. So I think that helps contribute to your defensive rating. That's all I can figure out. But when this team in the basement decides to play defense, you better look out.
Well, when did they decide to do that? Playing Steph Curry by himself.
Yeah, you'll see.
Playing Steph Curry by himself.
Yeah. The Los Angeles Clippers, before I get to the Nets, are the deepest team in the league. And I know you don't really pay any attention to them.
I know what they got.
You realize they have now elevated Nicholas Batum into the starting lineup because he knows how to play basketball. He's a little bit of a point forward facilitator who can get the ball, keep the ball moving, because he's a good guy with high IQ who will share it like crazy.
Well, the Nicholas Batum works best if you ask little, expect even less.
Okay.
Because when they paid him that big money to go to Charlotte, what did he do?
Well, it just doesn't matter because he fits here. He's on the French national team because there's a big reason for that. He and Tony Parker dominated in Europe because they know how to play basketball. He knows how to play here, and that puts Marcus Morris Sr. coming in off the bench.
Yes.
And it is some clout he brings because he's an enforcer and a three-point shooter.
Yeah, he made some big shots for him.
Okay, so off the bench come Marcus Morris, Lou Williams, who's turned back into Lou Williams very quietly but very effectively, Reggie Jackson, who can just score it in bunches on anybody, Big Zoo, who you still love and you regret that he was a Laker and now he's a Clipper, and Luke Kennard, who's been a nice little addition to the bench. And I haven't yet mentioned Terrence Mann.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been watching this kid from Florida State. He's a player.
I like him.
And all of a sudden, I'm watching last night. Of course, I watch Clippers games. I might be the only man on earth who actually turns on the Clippers, except for people in Clippers Nation. There are like 4 of those.
Yeah, you, right? Clipper, Darrell, Marcellus Wiley.
That's
Kick
it.
Rocks all year.
So maybe 3 of us watch Clippers games. So I'm watching last night in the 3rd quarter. I don't even know if we have this. We might.
Man, go ahead. You
might have this. Watch this. Draymond. Boom! Draymond, he had to eat this right in his face. That is Terrence Mann, a guard. A guard. Look at this. Draymond.
Basketball.
Draymond. Look at Terrence Mann's face. Try it again, Draymond. Ate it. The little 2-guard goes in and just blocks his shot because that kid is stout.
You make it seem like Draymond got Anthony Edwards up. I mean,
I never said he was the greatest athlete ever.
Okay, you showed that.
I just thought that was a funny play and a significant I have arrived play for Terrence Mann.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so just for the record, do you realize that Kawhi is shooting a career-high 40% from 3, and Paul George is shooting a career-high 45% from 3?
Yeah.
Now let's flip it over to the team in the East that looks like it's the new beast of the East. Would you believe that the number 2 shooting team from 3 is the Nets.
Yeah.
And the second best free throw shooting team is the Nets.
Yes.
Let's see, the Lakers are 25th and 25th in those 2 key categories.
Yeah.
This is a 3-point shooting league. So here, just for the record, Kyrie is a career-high 42% from 3. James Harden is a career-high 41% from 3. Kevin Durant, I know he hasn't played me. I think it's 29 games total. He's a career-high 43% from 3. Do you realize what you're up against? Lord have mercy.
So who
they
is it?
Just shoot you out of the gym, both of them. But the problem is you have to face one before you face the other, unless you get lucky like you did.
Hold on. But Skip Bayless, now you tell me you love clutch. You say LeBron lacks the clutch gene, and the NBA defines.
I don't say it. I know it.
And then you don't know anything. And the NBA defines clutch as the last 5 minutes of the ball game, and the game within a certain number of points. Did you know the Clippers have the worst net offensive rating?
I do.
In clutch, and the worst defensive rating. So not only can they not score in the clutch, they can't stop anybody else from scoring in the clutch.
But what they can do is blow you out.
But what happens with the Skip? When come playoff time, it's not likely because the games are like, oh, I'm focused in on you. I don't have to worry about playing you, going to play the Sacramento, going up to Golden State, coming back down and play the Lakers. All my attention is on you. So the blowouts come few and far between. So now we know this. Hold their feet to the fire. Hold their feet to the fire and they'll crumble. Because we saw your guy, he started this go way back. With his knee was wobbling, like a bridge in an earthquake, knees shaking at the free throw like.
When he was 17. He was 17 years old.
No, he wasn't.
You can't put a 17-year-old to the free throw line in a crucial Game 6 in Miami against the Heatles.
Whoa.
You can't trust him to do that.
Well, you can't
ask him to do that.
Was he on the court? Coach Pop trusted him.
Yeah, and he missed the first one.
Yeah.
And that would have iced it.